Hey everybody, it's Ryan. Welcome back to How Farms Work. Today we're standing in front of the 8235R, and this is probably the baler's big day because we're heading down to the valley. There is rain on the way, so story time. Yesterday we were baling down at Travis's place, and we were going to use the 7600 to bale that because there's a lot of tight turns and waterways down there. The 76 can get it a lot easier because with the duals on the 82, it can be kind of difficult to maneuver through those. Well, Travis went down and tedded the valley yesterday, and on his way back, when he was hooking up the baler, he noticed that there was a pretty good hydraulic leak underneath the 7600. So we took the baler down, baled down there last night. I got 26 bales off that, and Sloan's came down. They replaced an O-ring on the hydraulic pump, I believe, on the 76. I think that might be good. At least we hope it's good for now. Right now we're just wanting to get all of the hay made because there's rain on the way. They are calling for thunderstorms tomorrow. I think there's a hurricane that's remnants are supposed to be coming up and hitting us. Right now it doesn't really seem like the weathermen know what is going on, and neither do we. So we want to get it baled. Since that's gotten rained down there every single time this summer, it would be nice just to get it all baled, because when it gets rained on, you do lose tonnage because it starts rotting away. And like last time, it sat down there for 2 weeks before we could even consider baling it, and even then we weren't sure if it was a total loss. So we want to get it all made. I just got done washing off the 82. Travis just left with the 76 and the John Deere baler. So I'm not totally sure how many bales we're going to get made today. Just know that we're going to try to get as many baled as possible. So with the 82, we're going to be sticking to the straightaways because with the KUHN baler and the ramp on the back, it's really fast to bale because all you got to do is just stop and let the bale roll out the back. And like we've mentioned before, that gate, the raise and lower time combined is just 4 seconds. Hey buddy, how's it going? Rocket! What's up, buddy? Is it hot in here? I agree. Those are some of the last bales I made last night. So it's a team effort today. Mom is over there in the 4020. She has the New Holland rake and she's raking. Dad has to work tonight. Usually he takes the days that he works to sleep. He's completely missing out on sleep tonight. He's got the 46 and the Rhino rake. Looks like Travis is up here with the baler. They got the door open on it. Let's see what's going on. But I'm glad we had this baler here because it kept us on track last night to bale today. Otherwise, with that leak yesterday, we wouldn't have gotten British done. So there's going to be probably more than double the bales that we've baled so far with this baler here. But it's definitely coming in handy. Hopefully it doesn't rain tomorrow, but you can never be too safe. As long as the stuff is ready to bale, we're going to bale it. Well, it looks like they're having baler troubles.
I would go, you might be able to start right there and go ahead and bale. Or leave this. Go ahead and do that.
All right, they said that the baler just plugged, so hopefully we'll have a little bit better luck. That. This is easily the most hay we've had down at one time. When we went through and cut this, they were calling for no rain in forecast, so we're like, yeah, just cut it all down. Lo and behold, we didn't think that the forecast would change like it did. But they're starting to scale it back, so hopefully it still doesn't rain, but we're still kind of on the edge wanting to get this made because we've gotten rained out down here, and once this gets any rain on it, you can't come back out here because this place just doesn't dry very well. We got the first 4 bales made. Let's check on the fifth. I haven't wrapped it yet. I want to check on the net wrap to make sure we're not going to run out. So as you can see, we're starting to really get down there on the net wrap, but I'm gonna keep going. Still plenty left on there. Cruising right along at about 8 miles an hour. Travis is down there in the bottom. Once I finish this up here, I'm gonna go down and join him. So far, we're sitting at 15 bales. And we raise, and then we lower. So now we're starting out in the bottom. As you can see, Travis did the outside laps. I don't know, he probably is on his way to do the other half, which I can't get to. The 82 is a big old girl. And there are some spots down in this farm that I wouldn't want to take the 82 on. And it's been a long time since the 82's been on this farm, actually. It was 2014 was the last time that the 82 was down here. I got 4 bales just on that last pass. This is some real thick stuff. Well, looks like we've got one bale left on there. So at the end of my last round, I made a mistake. I meant to drop the pickup down, and I put my hand on the wrong lever again, and before you know it, that gate is open. So you were a mistake, little buddy. Time to erase the evidence. I'm gonna pick this up, wrap it, and then change the net wrap out. I've got 50 bales or so. Travis is probably moving at about the same rate as me. He likes to drive a little bit faster than I do. So we're probably sitting right around 100. Not bad for about an hour or two. So there we go. This thing just gobbles it right back up. There we go. I just erased the evidence. No one's gonna know. No one's gonna know. Well, shoot. We'll put the next roll on and give it one more wrap just for good measure. We're gonna take the net wrap out of this side. For those of you that watched the walk around video on this thing, we've got 2 rolls of net wrap on each side. So makes for a pretty good day when you can just carry your net wrap along with you. I gotta unbuckle this, get it up there, take the plastic off. Time to do it like Tucker showed us. Now this is actually backwards, so I'm going to go ahead and spin this around. I'll put our plate back in. Now KUHN has the routing diagram right here. Got to go up over these two, and then down underneath this roll over the next one. And then down. Gotta put this down so that holds pressure on the roll to keep it down in place. Now I knotted the end to make this tail here, and we're gonna go ahead and drag that over to the close to the center, and it's hanging below this knife. So you want about that much hanging off. Now I can grab it and pull the net wrap through. So we should be good to go. So there we go. We just got the net wrap all set up. Let's keep her rolling. Here's the last pass down in the bottom. Travis just had a breakdown. He said that he's leaking a lot of hydraulic oil again, so looks like the 82 is just running now. Found the wet spot. Since the 76 is down, Travis hopped in the 46 and is raking ahead of me. Right now we're up to 105 bales. And the baler's running great so far. Runs really smooth, not having to back up all the time. So in all, we got 139 bales, and we're gonna head home. It's getting a little bit too tough. The baler needs to be greased, and at this point, the dew's starting to settle down on the hay. I can tell that the baler is starting to bog down. It's taking it like a champ compared to the John Deere, but I don't want to beat up someone else's baler, so we're calling it quits for the night. I'm gonna actually drive this back to the farm. I was just gonna leave it here. Travis told me to go home. We can service it back at the farm in case that it doesn't rain tomorrow. It sounds like the odds for rain are increasing. Hopefully it doesn't start raining right away in the day and we can get out here before it starts in the afternoon. But I guess we're just gonna have to play the waiting game and see. That way in the morning I can take this up, get it ready to go, and I'll have a better idea on what the forecast looks like. It's 2 days later now. We are back down here with the 82 and the KUHN baler. So yesterday we got a pretty good downpour in the morning, which kept us from baling. So Travis and I hauled in bales all day yesterday. Travis got started early this morning baling because we had a nice warm breeze come in. So unlike that first day where we had to wait until like 1 o'clock in the afternoon before it would go, this stuff was ready to go probably 11 o'clock, maybe even earlier. And as the day went on, Travis decided that we weren't going to be able to get all this done today with just the one baler, so I brought the KUHN back down, and I'm going to do all this up on the hill here to help him get done a little bit faster. He's going to prioritize doing the stuff that's on the hillier areas, and then we're just going to focus on these up here. So Travis is down in the bottom right now. He's baling some that he raked up last night that wasn't raked to begin with. It is pretty muddy down there. I actually got stuck with the 40-20. He just unloaded me, and that was that. Looks like Dad's here. He brought the gator down. I'm not sure what his plan is, whether he's gonna haul bales with Mom. She's on babysitting duty with my nephew. But anyway, I'm gonna hop out. I'm gonna drop the knives, raise the knives on the baler because I haven't used it yet. I could have used it on the bottom down there, but for that first day, we were trying to push to get a lot made because we were rushing for the rain yesterday. So now they pushed it off. We're not supposed to get any more rain for another 2 days, but we really still want to get this done today. So now that I have a little bit more free time, I'm gonna drop the knives in. Now that I've got the hydraulics hooked up to control the knives, we are going to raise them up. So I've got this little icon there selected showing the knives, and I'm gonna go ahead and move them, and you can see that icon just showed up right there. That shows that the knives are now in place. So we're gonna go ahead and make a bale, see what it looks like, maybe compare it to one of these other ones. But for those of you who haven't watched our walk around video on this baler, the reason that you might want to use knives is because if you're feeding them in like feeders or anything like that, if you're feeding out these bales and the cows are grabbing onto the hay, one of the reasons that you might want to chop it up is to reduce its spoilage, because what cows will do is they'll reach in and pull a bunch out. And it makes nicer bales if it's all chopped up rather than being all just kind of clumped in there. So we're gonna run one out and see how it turns out. I might leave it as is or take them back out depending on what the next bale looks like. Doesn't really matter to us because all these bales are getting sold anyway. So I don't really think that whether they were chopped or not is going to have a noticeable effect on what they sell for. All right, let's go see what this chopped bale looks like. I'd say that's a pretty nice bale. Now, as you can see, all the material in this one has been chopped down to a reduced size. So it should be nicer bales. I think it's a pretty nice one. This one over here I wouldn't say is much of a slacker either, but you can tell that the material in there is a lot longer. So that's the side-by-side comparison between a chopped bale and one that isn't. So those are the knives right there. As the material's coming in, it's getting sliced by those. The knives really aren't doing any kind of rotating on their own. The material is just passing through them. We are all done with the KUHN baler now. I just want to give KUHN a huge thank you for sending this down. It was a big help having 2 balers here to help us get our last cutting done faster. So hopefully now, once we get all these bales moved in, all about 300 of them down at the valley, we can just start focusing on harvest, and that's a great boon. It gives us more time before we start harvesting to prep. So this baler ran really well, didn't have any issues with it. I was really impressed with the quality of the bales that it ran through it. Once I put those knives in, especially, those bales were just pretty. And I wish that I had done that sooner, but with some of the stuff that we had here, it was so short that I don't think it would have made a difference anyway. But having those knives in, I mean, they definitely made a really, really nice bale. I really liked how easy the net wrap is to load and to put in the baler. I didn't have any issues doing it there. We ran through about 2 rolls of net wrap, and I didn't plug the baler. There was one time where I was dumb and opened up the gate just because I wasn't used to it, and I had to unroll it, and I spun around and drove back too fast into the windrow. But luckily that was when Ben and Tucker were here, and they unrolled it for me, and that is the only time where I had actually plugged the pickup because I went too fast when I was going to pick it up. But what they showed me is that there's actually a handy dandy tool up here that you can put on it and back the pickup, the feeder back, and it's really simple to get the whole thing back up and running again. Probably what I really like about this most is that I could just do it all myself these last 2 days that I've been running. Between changing out the net wrap and everything, you know, everything was just contained here. I had 2 rolls of net wrap here. I didn't have to have a truck here to support me or to drop one off. I didn't have to run back and grab one. Both times trying to feed it through, it was real simple. Just didn't have any issues. The 8235R was a really good fit for the baler. A lot of people think that the 82 is overkill, and on weight I would say it is, mostly just because it has duals all the way around. I think without the duals on it, this would be a really good fit for this baler. Everything's set up in the cab, it's just really simple and really streamlined. Especially with this baler, all you really got to do is just stop, wait for the net wrap to surround the bale, and then dump it out. I mean, the timing to lift and close that gate is only like 4 seconds. I turned everything up in the cab, so basically all I had to do was just put it in neutral and hold the SCV forward and back for 2 seconds each time, and the bale would go rolling out the back. And I had a couple people who were watching me, the landowners down at the valley, and they were telling Travis how impressive it was that it seemed like I was just tossing the bales out the back, because I didn't have to stop and back up and, you know, orient the bales, except for on the hillsides, I will admit that, with the ramp, but that's to be expected. So I ended up launching one down into below the pond down there. Haven't figured out how we're going to get that bale out yet, but it is what it is. I'm just not used to having a ramp on it. I had backed it uphill, but apparently I hadn't backed it up far enough. But all in all, the baler worked really, really well for us, and that's all there really is to say. So I want to give KUHN again a big thanks for sending this thing down. It was a huge help, and it was really neat to be able to run this on the 82, just to see how all the guys these days are doing it on all these newer tractors. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out all of our other videos. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, all How Farms Work. And don't forget to leave a comment if you are interested in winning a How Farms Work hat that you'll be chosen at random. So with that, I'll see you next time.